Well, hello and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild. It's a very special episode. Do you know why?
Because we've had as many episodes as your weight.
Oh, mean but true. Uh, that, and we're going to be talking about a very special. I don't know. I was going to go with some sort of, the more you know, after school special Peacock thing, but it just wasn't coming. But anyway, yes, it is episode 450. We have hit
Hey,
a
wait,
past
450. You don't
milestone.
weigh 450. I was wrong.
Oh, you're so sweet. I hope
Yeah,
you better
we,
be
we
sweet.
that
You
episode
better be
we
sweet
hit
right
your weight episode way late last year.
now. There you go.
There. And,
Um,
and also,
yeah,
it's only 128 days until TJ Zombie Girl retires.
that is so true. But we're
So
not
that's
quite there yet.
another important reason for it today.
It is. It very much is. Yeah.
Do you hate it when I read ahead?
No, but now you got me thinking about hmm. I wonder how she feels. Wonder how she feels knowing that she's only got 128 days before she no longer has to work.
Well, I'll tell you, she's going to feel great.
I bet she is. But in the meantime, it is June 27th, 2022, and it is going to be 100 degrees, if not warmer, and sunny outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios.
Now, did you hear this is our seventh day or eighth day? We're having a 8 or 9 day run of over 100 degrees. That's just wrong.
It is.
Even for us. I mean, normally we get, a long heat wave for us is like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, one of the things is I checked the weather in Houston because I have a dear friend that lives there. And the thing that's getting me about them is, I mean, they hit, about the same degrees during the daytime, but at nighttime they're not cooling off.
Oh no, no, they don't at all.
That's awful. I'm like, the other night it was like 140 and it was just getting under 70 here and it was still almost 80 there. That
Well, I
was
remember when
awful.
it was June. Oh, Sean was in El Paso between July and December.
Mhm.
And I remember in July and August, it would be, they'd have like way hot days,
Mhm.
105 days. And then at night, it was like, oh, they got down to a cool 91 degrees. And I'm like, how do people live like, well, they live with air conditioning on the entire day, but
Yeah.
why would you even go outside at all? It'd be like, okay, I'm going to park the car in the garage, which I want air conditioned, and then I'm going to have the air conditioning working in the car before I ever leave, and then wherever I'm going I have to be in like a parking structure where I can get out and it's shady and then go. I don't want to be in the sun when it's that hot.
Right.
It's just scalding. And
Hmm.
the cars are so hot when it's that way and they never cool down. Oh my God. I could go on.
um no,
But
tis
it's only 127 days till Halloween, so that's hopeful.
I know, and 181 until Christmas. I
Well,
haven't begun shopping, just
um,
decorating.
yeah, this is, well, you've still got a tree. Um, I know, it's your mom's.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was QVC
Yes.
does on QVC, they do the Christmas in July.
Hmm.
And so I was watching them because they've always previewed Christmas in July the last couple weeks of June. So I was watching them and they said, well, today, this was on Saturday, they go, well, today, of course, it is 6 months till, Christmas. It's June 25th and, December 25th is Christmas.
Mhm.
So that's why we always do Christmas in July, but we started officially on June 25th. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes a whole lot more sense than
Right.
we're doing Christmas in July, We're also putting it in June too. What does that mean? That you're not even following your own rules.
Right.
But now I get it and I understand. And I'll tell you, sit and watching them do like holiday foods, like Christmas cookies and caramel apples, and what you do is you're purchasing them now, but you won't get them until December.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so Christmassy. It's so Christmassy. I can't even tell you how badly I want one of these big caramel apples covered in chocolate and white chocolate and dark chocolate and sprinkles and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're really good price, but all the friends I have terrible teeth, so I would have to eat them all.
Well, the thought is what counts.
Well, yeah, sure. Here's your,
like
you can't eat this caramel apple. I'm just giving it to you, though.
Right.
I think
that's right. I forgot you couldn't eat that. I'll eat it for you and let you watch.
I know, but do I really want to eat 6 giant caramel apples?
Yes.
I don't.
What? What's wrong with you? Are you feeling okay?
Well, yeah, I'm not. Well, I haven't been really into sweets in a long time. So
right, that's true. It's weird, but true.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you haven't grown out of it.
Actually, I am going through that phase. I am, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So, yeah, but well, we'll get there. Anyway, happy Pride Month. This is the last show that we will be doing during this Pride Month. So we want to make sure that we're very proud and prideful, and that you are too, and let you know that we love you. And thank you to Judy and to Martha, excuse me, for, everything that they did to get this movement started. Yeah.
Well, Judy had to die.
Well, fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly, and people gotta die. So, yeah. Anyway, hey, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more, including the new My Life in Fragments episode going up today. And we want to thank our current patrons: Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ, Stasage from the universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame and see how you can become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month. Guess what happened on this day in history?
Let's see. It was. Oh wait, you want to tell me what?
Oh, yeah. No, okay. So on June 27th, 1950. Excuse me. Apparently, I burped. Excuse me. President Harry S. Truman announced that he is ordering the U.S. Air and Naval Forces to South Korea to aid the Democratic National Nation, yes, in repulsing, and yes, it says repulsing, an invasion by communist North Korea. The United States was undertaking a major military operation, he explained, to enforce a United Nations resolution calling for an end to hostilities and to stem the spread of communism in Asia. In addition to ordering U.S. forces to Korea, Truman also deployed the U.S. 7th Fleet to Formosa, Taiwan, to guard against invasion by communist China, and ordered an acceleration of military aid to French forces fighting communist guerrillas in Vietnam. So that happened. Yes, exactly, Mr. Yanni Man. Let's see. Well, let's see what holidays we managed to celebrate today. Starting with a happy birthday to you day.
Me?
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. I guess it's just the song that we're celebrating, but still. Also, decide to be married.
Well, yeah.
Done that, at least for a while. Helen Keller Day. Industrial Workers National Bingo Day. Um, Today is also National HIV Testing Day,
I
which
heard that.
our friends at Golden Rule Services would like to remind us of. Also, National Ice Cream Cake Day. I like ice cream cake.
I don't.
I mean, it's been a while since I had it, and it always makes me go like this when I eat it because my teeth are sensitive, but still, it's nice.
Oh, you're just a sensitive soul.
Damn
Even
right. From start to finish, top to bottom. Also, National Indian Pudding Day. Never heard of it that I know of. Orange Blossoms, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness.
Isn't it a little late for
I'm
orange
aware.
blossoms?
What?
Isn't it too late for orange blossoms?
I don't know.
Wouldn't they be more of a spring thing?
That's what I would have thought too, but
Maybe somewhere they are, or during June. So
yeah, or maybe this is when they harvest them.
no.
No, okay, I don't know. Also, take my children to work and leave them there.
Oh God, somebody else's work, please.
Yeah. Also, National Sunglasses Day, which coexists with National Sunglasses Night.
Oh yeah, that's amazing how that
You
works.
wear your sunglasses at night.
Boo.
Well, all right. Well, what we got here? Today's affirmation. Deep breath. Peace begins with me. The more peaceful I am inside, the more peace I have to share with others. And I like to always give many, many others my peace. All right. Moving on.
Last week I celebrated International Onion Ring Day.
Oh, that sounds really good. I haven't had onion rings in a while.
Well, if you go to Burger King and you get the combo, you can always change the fries to onion rings, and it's no extra cost.
That's true. I haven't thought about that.
And I think it's the same thing at Jack in the Box. So, and everybody's fries suck. So I'm always up for onion rings.
You know what I really want? I've been craving lately is a really good vanilla milkshake, like a real good vanilla milkshake, not McDonald's algae shake.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying. All right. Well, what we got here? Okay, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alan and Sharon. We used to work with Sharon back on when we did television. That was always fun. Also, happy birthday to Kelso. Oh, it's that Jaina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Coming up. She's going to get a carrot cake.
No.
No. All right.
She makes carrot cakes.
Well, that's so she can make herself one, right?
She won't.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
She better, or I'll tell everyone what year she was born. And also,
she's going to be 64.
Yes.
So
now you spoiled it. I have nothing to hold over her.
Oh, okay. 64. That's so much older than me.
So much?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, happy birthday to Viva, Gary, Craig the Freak Geek. Used to be part of the Freak Network. Yeah. He's still out there doing his thing. Also to Alan, author Rick R. Reed, Michael, Adam Michael James, who wrote the Bewitched Continuum, which is everything you ever needed to know about the Bewitched series. Also to author Ike Rosen, Zach, Mike. Oh my goodness, Mike. Mike. Actually, I think that's Brother Sinatus. A Patreon birthday. No celebrated noise, just a stunned look. Okay. Anyway. Also to George Alley, formerly of the I'm Going to Kill You podcast, and Quentin. Happy birthday, everybody, and happy Brother Day birthday, birthday, Sinatus. So, yes. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover as we get back to the screen. Happy birthday, everyone. Also, in the feedback, so we had a Sean wrote in about what we had talked about in the last podcast, and he said there's a lot of toxicity in the Star Wars fandom. Amen, girl. I think it gets an outsized level of coverage in comparison to the non-toxic side. We'll never understand why some people can't just enjoy what they like about Star Wars or anything else and just let everything else be. It's sad. And it really is. It really is. I was Heather and I get together every other Thursday, and we were watching what is it? Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's our thing to watch one episode every week. So I'll get through it sometime in December. But we made the mistake of reading the comments, and almost all of it was just fuck this diversity, and so many comments about hating it because of it being almost an entirely female crew. There's like maybe there's the captain and Spock and then the doctor, and everybody else is female. Well, except for the Andorian. But and don't anyone get me started. I know it's a different planet, an eon era or whatever. Anyway, point being, it was all hatred on women. Yeah. And gay and the lesbian character on there, which you don't even know if she's a lesbian, but with that haircut, she's a lesbian. So I was just so fucking thrown about, like, get the fuck over it. Why are you watching it if you hate it so much? The rest of us love it. Fuck off. Anyway.
Yeah, what's happening is a lot of people, they want to be influencers, and you don't have to be an influencer by saying just good things. Sometimes you can gain a fandom by being the asshole in the room. So yeah, that's what I think this is all about. This is all about people who don't have anything better to do than try to break down everybody else for either their own pleasure or some sort of power kind of structure that they're going after. It's dumb.
It is. It ruins everything for everybody, and I think it ruins it for them too.
Well, it does, because they basically, you can do it and say, I'm doing it for fun or just trying to be a dick, but ultimately you start feeling that way. So you're just wasting your time on stuff that you hate now. And why? Yeah. I find that if I don't like something, I don't participate in it.
Exactly.
What an idea, right?
Yeah. If I don't like the show, I'm not going to badmouth it, except on here I might say, I tried to watch it and I didn't like it.
Right.
But I'm not going to go to every single forum about that show and go on a diatribe about why I hated it. I'm not going to waste my time.
Right.
So anyway, by the way, since we are moving into some news stuff in just a moment, there is a new January 6th committee meeting announced for tomorrow, Tuesday.
Why? I thought they weren't going to have another one.
Well, they weren't going to have any more until July. but apparently 1 hour ago they announced that there's going to be one tomorrow.
Ooh, they got something good.
And this morning they what was it? They voted to hold Mark Meadows in contempt.
Oh, okay.
Contempt of Congress, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. All right. Where were we? Did I get it? Okay, Chub Hugs. I want to send a Chub Hug out to Scott the Satyr, who is starting a new podcast called Star Queen. Okay, thank you, people. Shh. I made the logo. Actually, I had made a logo for him a few years ago for another show and updated it for this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of Star Queen, the podcast.
Well, and I did check, and it's only on theater.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I
because
kind of figured, but yeah.
I was a little concerned that he may want to go, review entertainment elements, whether it be theater and let's say television and
Movie.
streaming and movies and the whole thing, because that's been done. So he doesn't need to do that.
Well, that's true, but at the same time,
Really? You're going to go there? You're going to go there?
well, I was going to say at the same time, he may be good for Swanner and Satyr podcast. After all, at least he would actually be watching something. Did I say that? What? Yes, I did. Anyway, okay, but also another Chub Hug to the people who were in the mall in Ukraine that was just bombed and killed a ton of civilians. There were over 1,000 people in there, and somehow they managed, except for the many injuries, with so far only 11 dead, but that is expected to rise, and it's all because of Russia. Russia. Anyway, how about you? What Chub Hugs do you have?
Chub Hugs go out to the first two girls that have been hung in the closet, and so they can, all their juices can drain into their heads. I know it's just there's no way to make it sound
charmed.
Yeah, or Dexter. Yeah, it's we took I took the first two girls. It's weird because the harvest this time, they're all off on time. Now they all were planted at the same time. They all went into the ground at the same time. They're all in the same 4-foot area. 4 foot? Yeah, about 4 feet. 4-foot area, 4 foot squared. So they all get the same light, they all get the same water, yet the two in the back were way ahead of the three in the front. So I don't know. The one on the right side will go next. And then I don't know what's going on with the other two. They're kind of weird. Weird in a good way. They might hear. Anyway, so yeah, the two that are no longer with us, we wish you well, and I will smoke you. I will smoke you. Okay, and then the rest is to all the people on the West Coast that are affected by yet another day of over 100-degree weather, because it's not just us,
right?
It's a lot, and even the people who are in the 90s that are normally in the 70s, 90s really hot for them. Thank God we've got air conditioning, because there's when San Francisco hits 95 degrees and no one has air conditioning, they are sweltering and miserable, and they're like, we're going to go out to eat at a restaurant tonight just so we can get some fucking air conditioning.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, it's terrible. So all of those folks were right there with you, literally right there with you.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about some queer headlines. Now, they have been changing so rapidly, I can barely keep up.
Yeah.
But So the masked Proud Boys terrorized kids at a library pride event as cops just gave them fist bumps. Roe versus Wade is dead. Ending marriage equality and bringing back sodomy laws are next, which was clearly outlined in Justice Clarence Thomas, who married an insurrectionist, said in his statement.
Yeah, it's
Notice he didn't talk about his own marriage.
well, his marriage, which is interracial,
Loving, yeah.
which is oddly enough, it would have been the fourth one listed in Clarence Thomas's thing had he not been in an interracial relationship. So I know that's he needs to go. And I've got his address if you'd like to go visit him.
No, don't even start with that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, he definitely is. I mean, you want to talk Uncle Tom, but anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, marriage. Let's see. So the San Francisco Pride Parade this weekend erupted in chaos as someone maced the crowd. As soon as the cops started running, everyone started running. Let's see. Also, the vandal was arrested for spray painting Target's Pride display, and he could get locked up for years. Jonathan Burns, don't know if he's related to Adam, caused thousands of dollars in damage to the LGBTQ Pride display. Let's see. Of course, after Roe versus Wade, the never repealed laws banning same-sex marriage and sodomy are now ticking time bombs. Dozens of states will have constitutional bans on same-sex marriage, and 15 still have sodomy laws waiting to be revived. Let's see. The Supreme Court's ruling on gun control will likely be used to terrorize LGBTQ people. And right-wing news anchor flips out over pride flag in profanity-filled rant. The only flag that's to be flying up there is the American flag. And keep in mind, this commentator news anchor here is shown with her tits hanging out and her, bleach blonde hair flying away, typical white person. Oh, speaking of white people, a GOP congresswoman says abortion ban is a victory for white life during a Trump rally. Donald Trump smiled while the crowd cheered the woman who has previously praised Hitler. Come on, people, wake the fuck up. Anyway, let's see. One moment, please, while I get back to my place. The National Park Service will open LGBTQ History Visitors Center next to the Stonewall Inn. And let's see, Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband quietly invested $295,000 into pro-LGBTQ and pro-Black Lives Matter companies. Disgusting. Anyway, and now that we purge ourselves of all that negativity for just a short amount of time, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, first thing I want to mention is back, I remember it vividly. I was in high school, and well, maybe it wasn't high school, maybe it was junior high school. Anyway, I had where I lived, I had I had to walk to the school bus stop, and so I remember leaving the house, and I had on these burgundy pants, and you could see my penis through the pants. You could not see them through, but you could see the outline of them, and it was prominent. And it was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? And I actually went in and changed my pants for something that was looser, and was like, oh God, please don't let that ever happen to me again. Okay, big mistake. I realize now that had I gone to school and everyone could see my penis, I
Uh-huh.
would be, I'd be revered for years about that. You know, the kid who farts in class all the time and they call him Stinky. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'd probably be called porn star or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm thinking at that point in time, I was devastated. I should have welcomed it and worn it like a badge.
Yep.
And so yes, because I noticed that when you're looking through like, oh, you know, Facebook or Twitter or something, and there's a guy in sweatpants, and all you can see is a little poke of what looks to be the head. You can't
Mhm.
even tell it's the head of his penis. You
Mhm.
can just see there's something poking there, and your eye immediately goes to it. And
Mhm.
this guy's got, you know, multiple, you know, hundreds of thousands of views just for a bump.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, oh my God, I looked like John Holmes in those pants, you know, soft.
Gonna
And
say this, I'm calling you Mr. Jeremy.
yeah, anyway, it was, yeah. So, okay,
Mhm.
moving on. Let's see. We're on So You Think You Can Dance. We finished the first week where there was people that left. And so far, it's been okay. The
Okay.
guy, there's this one guy who's he's very gay, and well, not as gay as the other guy, but he's gay and he's kind of chubby, but he's really a fantastic dancer. And when I'm watching him, all I keep thinking about is all those musicals that are always looking for chubby guys that can dance.
Uh-huh.
And so if this guy can act and sing and dance,
He's
he's like a
set.
triple threat for Broadway, because let's face it, you need chubby guys in Fiddler on the Roof
Mhm.
and in let's see, Hairspray, and Funny Thing Happened Away the Form, and you know, actually Hello Dolly. There's, I mean, almost every musical needs a chubby guy that can dance
Yep.
character. This guy could work for years, and it makes me kind of excited. Even though there's people who are probably better just because they can, you know, be thrown up in the air and caught by somebody. That makes them possibly a better partner or dancer. But I'm just kind of thrilled that he's still in the top 10. So yay.
Mhm.
Finished Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was very satisfied with the 6-hour movie that they gave us. I mean, it's well made and acted, and it does not look like this is a TV series.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really loving the Disney Plus stuff, because everything looks so good. You know, it's well written, it's well acted, and we're very lucky to have this kind of an outlet. Otherwise, basically, the Star Wars world would be no more had Disney Plus not picked it up and said, "Hey, we could do other things."
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
finished The Offer. Actually, I think I mentioned that last week, which is the making of The Godfather. And just to emphasize, the last episode is very much what we already know. You know, I mean, we know what it won at the Oscars. We knew when it opened, what happened. There were no big shocks or surprises for the final episode,
Right.
um, which was fine. Finished up High Design. I think I don't think there's any more episodes. This is where they're Kim Mills or Miles goes into uh, pot dispensaries and, you know,
Oh right.
zhuzhes them up so they can compete with like the corporate stores. And that's kind of fun. They got better as they went on. The first couple were a little preachy, but then as they got into the third, fourth, and fifth episode, it became more fun. The last episode, or at least the fifth episode, is in Maine, and the guy, he never even opened the dispensary, because what happened was the uh, coronavirus, the pandemic happened, and he was working mostly from curbside, so he never really got the store open since he couldn't
Mhm.
open it. So it was interesting idea or problem. Generation Drag finale. The kids all end up going to the drag fest, and they're stomping around. They're not great, but it means so much to them.
Yeah.
And the ultimate the outcome to the show was that these kids who are even they're by themselves, even though their families are very accepting. They're very much by themselves because they can't talk to anybody that thinks like them or similar to them. So when they go to Dragathon, they meet all these kids who have similar problems, similar situations. So it always helps. I mean, remember when you had your first gay friend that you could talk about what's going on in your life, but you can't really talk about to your parents or even straight
Mhm.
siblings. You just it's always nice to have somebody that knows your problem
Mhm.
or at least can relate to your problem. And that's what really came out of the show, and that was really nice. On RuPaul's Drag Race, they say we're halfway through. I think we're more than halfway through, but I'm telling you, they have the eight queens that no one goes home, which means that everyone's getting a lot of TV time, which I
Mhm.
like. I love that about this, because uh, let's face it, if you can't make a dress and you're in a design challenge, you're probably going to lose and you're going to
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
But you're the best at everything else, so you get kind of screwed over. So I really love the fact that this gives everybody an opportunity to grow with the show and really show what they can do. I'm really been enjoying it. I really have. um let's see. Trixie Motel. We just had the oh wait, what was the space room, right? Um, where it's a kind of an outer space sci-fi room with spaceships and stars and planets and stuff like that. It was fun. And the drag queen that came in, who I've never heard of before, who claims that she's an alien.
Mhm.
Uh, and she did have very good. Her makeup was very consistent, which I was surprised because that's a lot to keep. I mean, that color blue is hard to keep consistent over a whole face and neck and stuff like that, just because that's it's hard. It's hard to
Right.
clean a house and keep it consistent. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, let's see. Orville was a good well, they're always good episodes. So um, yeah, I'm just having a really good time with the Orville, and I'm glad that it only comes on once a week. So I'm not gobbling them down like I'm doing on
Mhm.
the Umbrella Academy. We're going really quick on those.
Yeah.
Really enjoying that. Where the boys is weekly as well. Umbrella Academy dropped everything, and I love the Umbrella Academy. I love the characters.
Mhm.
I love what they've done with Elliot, um, his character, changing it from Ellen to, or well, from Voy. What was it? It's now Victor. But have you watched any of this?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, okay. How they brought in the transgender
Yeah.
story, Vanya to Victor, and I appreciated how that was done, and it was um, just it's all really good. I'm only through episode 4. We're only doing one a night, but we are doing it one a night every night. It's like, okay, that one we got to do. Um, let's see. Evil has been a lot of fun. Last week they had a one of those urban legends where if you looked at a picture of, I think his name was Waiting Jack. If you saw the picture of him, you had 7 days to perform the all his deeds, or you were going to, die. It's kind of like remember the old, was it The Grudge, where you watch the video and the girl crawled out of the TV and would kill you?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like one of those. And this week they brought back Andrea Martin, who's a nun in the show, and she is so good. She's so good in the show because she can see. Well, actually, most of the characters in the show have been seeing demons and like different paranormal characters. They've been seeing these, but she will just confront them and go right up to their face and go, you're not gonna. Well, she doesn't say "fuck with me," but you better not try to fuck with me because I'm going to win. And they're terrified of her, and I really appreciate that. And Andrea Martin's just a joy to watch anyway. So, I did love speaking of the Umbrella Academy, I thought it was really fun that they did the entire Footloose choreography,
Yes.
and it was. I think if you go back and look, it's probably identical choreography because I know a lot of it was even shot the same way. So I'm pretty sure that it's shot by shot the ending sequence of Footloose. So
It was really well done.
yeah, really fun. And then I did see Top Gun Maverick this week at theaters. I actually went to the theater for it, which seems weird for me to say, but I went to the theater and it was it's well made, and um, it's so I was sitting there, internally saying what the next scene was going to be, and I was always right. It was just so predictable and so formulaic that it was obvious. I mean, the sound was absolutely amazing, but sounds good and it's well made and the acting's fine. But and I'll tell you that they have a football game instead of a volleyball game, and it was way too short.
Really? Was it
It was
short?
like, come on, what was that? Like less than a minute? Don't we have a song, from some, Billie Eilish song that we want to highlight while they play football? Come on, people. So that was that. And other than that, yeah, that's pretty much that was my week has been just dodging the heat, as I'm sure yours has as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been quite the indoor person. Not that I'm much of an outdoor person, but you know how it is. So, all right. Well, for my week, I have not actually all month. We have not recorded any of my other podcast because my podcasting partner there, Mr. Ouija, has been very sick. He had COVID and then got cleared of COVID, but had after effects and is still not up to speed. So
What are the after effects?
well,
Is it the fatigue?
it yes, it is the fatigue, but for him it has been beyond the fatigue. Like he doesn't even swim. He works, and he thankfully works a little bit from home, and then he is on the couch, and that's it.
Okay.
He hasn't been able to do much of anything. Really having a rough time with it, and we kind of have a theory that maybe what happened has like well, anyway, that's for another time if that pans out. But anyway, he's been really struggling, and so I've been really trying to be there for him as much as I can. So other than that, one thing I will say, if you're into the Good Witch, on Vudu, the Good Witch series are all on discount, like under $10 discount. And then there's a 6-movie pack, I think, up there for $7. So it's a really good deal if you're into the movies as well. And then 2 of the movies just are not available. So they're available, but you have to either subscribe to Hallmark or you have to rent them. You can't actually buy them in.
Okay, so these are Good Witch movies?
The Good Witches. Yeah, there's 8 of them.
Oh, I didn't know they had
There's
movies.
8 movies before the series started
Oh, okay.
because she was actually married to a different person beforehand, and it's the whole marriage and everything with him and
I
their life
thought these were
together.
kids.
The
I
Good
thought they were
Witch.
kids.
Am I saying the right? I'm saying the Good Witch. Oh,
Oh,
you're thinking of the Worst Witch.
you're right.
Yeah, very different, good and worse, different
Right,
different
right.
sides. But yeah, and that was a cute series. But yeah, The Good Witch, which is the one from Hallmark, it's a very fun, nice, comforting, just fun, show. Anyway, but it's on super discount on Vudu now if anybody wants to grab them. So like you were talking about The Boys, I got through episode 6 of The Boys, Hero Gasm. Um,
That was very dirty.
very dirty and very, very fun. Um, yeah, I one thing I do like about this series is that they definitely know that there's more than just straight guys wanting to see titties. They have a very broad audience and they let everything go. Lots of man ass,
That
lots
is
of
Seth
scenes.
Rogen.
What?
That's Seth Rogen.
Is he directing this?
No, he's one of the producers.
Oh, well, good, because we need more of this. But yeah, it was just very fun. And then of course you had your gore for the straight guys and the women that are into it. And then, well, I mean, hell, we know gay guys that like the gore stuff too. So anyway, all around, it's a good show. It's a good plot. I am kind of wishing that they would kind of start wrapping something up, but I was really shocked by what they had Starlight do at the end. So
Oh yeah.
see where
Um,
that goes.
yeah. Okay, you know the twins?
Yeah.
It was so weird because they made the guy look um I mean, the thing was that the male of the twins
Hmm.
was he doesn't have a great face, but he
Right.
didn't have a terrible body.
No.
It
Mm-mm.
was weird because I'm like going, I know they're trying to make fun of him like he's ridiculously fat
And
and
he's out
ugly,
of shape,
but
and he's
but
yeah,
but the body was just kind of a normal
yeah.
body,
I didn't see anything
and
wrong with it.
but the face on both him and his sister were deliberately made to look as
Yeah.
old and decrepit as possible.
Right.
So and I thought that was really interesting because I'm like going, he has a guy, that's like I guess what the double bagger, isn't that what they're called?
I guess. Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
okay,
That
okay.
or Butterface or whatever. But yeah, I could have done without that little toilet video shot thing too. Not that you
Wait,
really saw anything dirty, but still, I was just like, oh, no, please don't. Because on this show, you don't know what they might do.
yeah, yeah, it's
Please
true.
don't. Uh,
I mean,
but
like,
yeah,
remember the first, I think it was the first episode where the guy could go microscopic and went inside the guy's penis. His,
yes,
and then all of a sudden he sneezed and went full size and blew out
uh-huh.
the guy's crotch.
Yes, apparently, I have friends, including Nephi, who had heard about that on other shows, but the other shows were like, well, we don't want to spoil it for you, but there's something in the first episode that is just makes you scream. And then when I told him about it, he was like, could have screamed. So yeah.
And how about when Seth Rogen is jacking off to the one character, the one that what's his name, Soldier Boy, his old girlfriend. Remember, she's on Fans Only.
Oh, was that Seth Rogen?
That was Seth Rogen.
Okay, I'm like, who is that? Fuck, I know who that is. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't catch that. Oh,
Yeah,
and then of course they have the Deep, who just has such a beautiful butt, and then the whole octopus scene. Oh dear. Anyway,
well,
uh,
he did fuck that dolphin for years. So
apparently, but the show is insane, and for that, it is good. And
Right.
I really hope the one character, and this is too much of a spoiler, so I won't put it out right. But when that one character died on the road, both of
Yes.
them, I was fine with it. Please don't bring those characters back. Just saying, I'm done with that whole story.
Okay.
Anyway, Miss Marvel episode 3 was brilliant. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying the whole Ms. Marvel thing. It's got an element that's great for your youth market that I know that they want to tap into. After all, this is a superhero coming of age type thing too. But it is smart enough and produced well enough for the rest of us to get into. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Well, I was reading something today that it's the highest rated Marvel production.
Really,
I think I'm assuming Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it is really well done. And if they had done it, and see, the other one that I really liked was the one they did with Arrow.
Loki.
No, God, I haven't even finished that one. No, the your friend Clint, the come on, he's one of the Avengers.
Oh
When he
yeah,
shoots the arrows and the bows, and I can never remember his friggin' name.
yeah, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yes. That I thought that show was incredible too. I mean, I'm really liking these, which going on to from Marvel to Star Wars, finished Obi-Wan. It was a really great series. They did a really good job. I was like you said, I was satisfied with the ending. I was like, okay, well, he's still got about what 10 years before the next one. What else you gonna do?
Right.
Let's go.
But the thing is, it doesn't have to be Ben again.
Right.
There's all these other characters that they can play off of. They
Yeah.
can introduce, like they can have early days with Luke Skywalker, even before he's old enough. You
Right.
sleepovers at Marcus's house that end up with nasty things. No,
Oh,
uh,
stop now.
but
Okay.
yes, I mean, there's always options to do other things.
Yeah.
We can see Princess Leia going out on to her prom, and things happen. We don't. Everything is open. As long as it doesn't fuck with the timelines that we know.
Right. Exactly. And I just really, I mean, we can figure out where Yoda went off that planet for all those years, and maybe he had
Right.
an adventure,
Or maybe seen him when he was a baby.
right? Well, kind of wasn't exactly him, but
No,
anyway, yeah. So I'm really glad. As much as I was like, Disney's doing what? Now I'm like, oh, well, good for them. Horizon, Orville Horizons. What happened on this one? I'm thinking maybe I didn't watch this one yet.
this was the Krill.
The Krill. Oh yeah, I did watch it. It was really good. No, no, that was Strange New Worlds. I don't. Are you sure? I'm gonna actually look it up.
I know it's the Krill because I kept going. I feel bad that I take their oil every day.
Oh shit.
Uh, uh, remember there was let's say a baby involved here.
Okay, no, I haven't watched it. I have not watched
Okay.
that one. Oh, and the other one airs in a couple days. Yeah, no, I haven't watched that one yet. I just had it in my notes. But I did watch the Star Trek, the one I was just talking about, Strange New Worlds, and it was really good. They really I am so glad they're doing episodic stuff where you have oh, this is what we're facing this week. And by the end of the show, it will wrap up. And they did a really good job. If you are not watching it, and it doesn't matter if you're Star Trek versed in the Discovery and those, this you can watch this all on its own, and it's good.
Yeah, but there's too many chicks and it's too
Yeah,
diverse.
apparently, and they're like some of the best chicks that I've seen in Star Trek in a long time.
Oh, girl.
So yeah, it's really good. Um, I didn't watch this week's Trixie. Obi-Wan we talked about. I finished All American Girl, which is the old 1990s. It was like 1994 or something. Margaret show. It did not. Overall, it didn't stand up, but it could very well be, reworked with very little effort to be something that it would be good now.
Well, yeah, the problem with that show from the very beginning was they were trying to make Margaret Cho a white girl, but call her Asian.
Yeah, a white girl in an Asian family, basically, and it just was not working. And the thing too, there was one thing that was very prominent. They were trying to create the somewhat of the Asian experience, but they were almost too afraid to really go there. One of the things was that they tried to have grandma pick an American name. Oh, well, you're American now, so you should have an American name. So that they all had two names. Even Margaret, her Korean name was Moran. Um, yeah. So anyway, give it a watch if you want, but it's very TGIF, just way ahead of when it should have been on. I did finish the Umbrella Academy. Excellent. I won't go much more into it since you're still on episode 4, but really brilliant. Some really wild choices for different things. Interesting. So when you finish it, we'll talk more.
Okay.
And then it was over, and I found out that Charmed, the newer Charmed, had a season 4 that I did not know that. I thought it ended after season 3 and that was done. But so it's now on Netflix. I've been watching season 4, and I can see why it got canceled, but I'm also a little sad that it got canceled. It's like one of those things where I like it enough to keep watching it, but I can also see like all the things that they were just missing. They were just missing. It's like it's like you have all these ideas and you're going to throw everything into the pot, everything out of the refrigerator before it rots, throw it into the pot, and we'll just see what's good or what sticks or what people eat. And unfortunately, it was just too much. They didn't focus. They didn't, but other than that, it's a decent show. So, and it had really good cast. I'm sad for it. And then finally, we had talked about the Queer as Folk. Well, I found out that there's an actor, Chris Renfro, in it who I really like. So I thought, all right, well, enough of this. Let's just watch it and find out. And it's not bad. The first episode was so rough. I don't know how many times I almost turned it off because I was just so, hurry the fuck up and say something, do something. I just don't care. And then finally I cared, and they got really, I watched 3 episodes of it so far. It's actually pretty good. And for me, I think the trip up was the name, and expecting too much from the original show. But as a show on its own, it's actually pretty good. But the one character that I watched it for killed off first episode. Womp womp. So
Sorry.
yeah. But for the most part, it's a good show. I'll see where it goes. I'll keep watching it and see if it completely wins me over. I don't think it's something I'll probably want to watch again, like the original QAF. I could watch again. Yeah, but we'll see. Anyway, with that, did you have any discussion?
Any what?
Discussion about anything?
No.
Okay, so we want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you. And Fat Marker Clothing wants you to know that you can do that. If you've been told that you're too much of something, to turn those negatives into positives by using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And I saw some very handsome pictures of Julian and Jason as they were preparing to have Julian be the one of the grand marshals of the Pride Parade there.
Very exciting.
It was very, very. All right, let's get into advice. This comes from JaredPrudySlate.com. Go check them out. I had the most humiliating experience at work. A supervisor politely and discreetly told me I smell. I was so horrified, and now I don't know if I can stand to show my face at work. I know this isn't an excuse, but I've been suffering from gradual worsening depression, and a main symptom I experience is a lack of motivation for self-care. I had never dreamed it was this bad. I'm sure if one person said something, it stands to reason that several noticed. Aside from obviously finding a new zeal for hygiene, I have no idea how to move on from this. Should I try to explain myself by telling my boss about the depression? Should I quit my job, change my name, and move to a tiny remote island in the middle of the sea?
No, you need to shower before work.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times it's interesting because it's not just something that happens because of depression either. It's sometimes it happens because of diet. It sometimes happens because of drinking or medications. There's a lot of different reasons why people might have a hygiene problem, and it's not just because they're not showering, but showering is the best way to solve that problem.
Right.
Because at night people sweat out. That's why I was always surprised when people showered before bed, but not before work.
Right.
Because if you shower before bed and you still sweat overnight, you're going to smell again.
Yeah.
But if you shower after you sweat all night, you're going to smell like nice, herbal essence, blah, blah, blah. You'll smell pretty and you can still be depressed.
Yep.
But that's the only way to do it. And quitting your job isn't going to help it because you can't get another job if you walk in smelling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I was a kid, I actually faced this twice in school, once in 6th grade and once in 8th grade, where I had, the first time it was like a counselor who took me out of class to tell me that I smelled, and then talked me into how to properly, shower and brush your teeth and all this stuff, which was humiliating to the nth degree. And then again in 8th grade, not only did I have it again, but I had it from the teacher that I loved and trusted the most, and never loved or trusted her after that. And at one point she was like, afterwards, she's like, "Are you mad at me?" And I'm just like, "Bitch, are you kidding? I don't want anything to fucking do with you." And it wasn't her fault. The truth was, even though we're pausing for a moment. Sorry about that. I had to take a moment's little break because Akaya decided that she needed to flip out over the mailman. So there we go. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, that yeah, and it wasn't their fault. Truth was that even though it took me a long time to come to terms with it, that I did smell. But I was a teenager. I had hormones and such things going on. And regardless of, not having the money to buy things like deodorant and things like that. But the truth was, I did smell. Well, guess what? I don't now. Anyway, but no, the advice is if it's depression, find a counselor, deal with it, but just shower.
Well, and it's also not just showering, it's also clothing.
Your clothes and
wash your clothes.
exactly.
And it's, you know, I think everybody's probably gone through that where, some nasty bitch at school says, "Oh, you smell," and then you have to step back and go, "Wait, do I?"
Yeah.
And of course, in those days, we could wear cologne to do some covering up, but nowadays you just can't do that.
Right.
People don't want you to wear cologne. People don't like cologne.
Or
I don't like
perfume or
cologne.
anything strong, any scents or anything. But the fact is that depression and stuff sucks. I've been there. I know you've been there. We've all had those times. And we all know people, and yeah, that's one of the things that sometimes goes is you don't have the energy to put into your self-care. But when you are working in an environment where you're going to be around people, at least shower and do your clothes, and then hopefully you get help for the rest of it.
Well, just you have to make an effort,
right?
Even though you might not have the energy or the want, you need to.
Right.
So,
exactly.
and that way you won't have this horrible thing happen to you again.
Right, because that's just going to exacerbate the depression.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, I feel bad about that because depression is such a hard fucking thing to deal with.
Now I feel like I need to shower. Now,
well,
I'm self-conscious right now.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Dear Prudie said, I'm so sorry for your current condition. No matter how politely someone told me, I'd be mortified too. I often hear from readers who aren't sure how to tell a coworker or friend that they smell, but almost never from people who they've been told they're the ones that smell. I hope very much you're seeking medical and therapeutic care for your depression, because you should not have to go through this alone. If you trust your boss and believe that he or she could keep a secret and treat you no differently at work, I would encourage you to say, without going into specifics, you've been going through a difficult time lately and have been finding it hard to take care of yourself. I don't think you should do this in an attempt to explain yourself because you are not in trouble, but because it might ease some of your embarrassment. There is no need to move to an island. I can assure you this is embarrassing, of course, but you are addressing the issue, and your boss did you a painful favor by bringing this to your attention instead of avoiding you, presumably because your boss likes you and cares about your well-being. Your colleagues did not noticeably change their behavior around you, and I bet they will move on even faster than you. This is proof you are a person who matters to everyone at work. You will get through this. It's very good advice. All right. And that's from the Dear Prudie that we usually disagree with. All right. Hey, Chubs, what was your favorite children's show from your childhood? What is your favorite children's show from your childhood? I'm not sure what that means.
Well, what do you mean? It means what was your favorite children's
show from your childhood? Okay.
Yeah, Captain Delta, Captain, Kangaroo. Was it? I know that I always look forward to Land of the Lost.
Oh yeah,
that was always fun. But I was big into the Tom and Jerry cartoons until I realized just how violent they were. I knew how violent they were, but I didn't realize that was probably a bad thing,
Mm,
but yeah, because I mean, I had other shows that were favorites of mine. Yeah, like Lost in Space, which now I look back is terrible, but children's shows are interesting. Yeah, I, I I I would probably say the one that automatically comes to my mind is Land of the Lost, even though it's
mm,
awful show. I got up Saturday mornings to watch it at a time period where you didn't have the option of a DVR.
mm. Yeah, I remember getting up early to watch shows. Um, yeah, that was a good one. See, but for me, by that time that I was watching it, it was in the afternoon, like repeat lineup, that 3 to 4 hour slot before they started the sitcom repeats. So it would run along like, the Brady Bunch or something. But Land of the Lost was a good one. But wow, probably like Electra Woman and Dyna Girl,
Mhm.
which also ran with like on a thing where they would rotate it, and some of them would be like the Wonder Twins. Remember Wonder Twin powers activate, that type of thing.
That's all I remember from that.
Yeah, pretty much me too. And then Form of, and then there was a Dune buggy. There were people in a Dune buggy, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, those were PBS. Anything on PBS was probably my favorite. So anyway, hey Chubs, have you ever taken a cruise?
I've taken a few.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I did Alaska. I did the Caribbean, the
Hmm.
Caribbean, and they're fun because they're all inclusive,
Hmm.
and which means you don't have to walk a lot, and unless you want to, leave the ship when they come to port. That's the only part I don't like is when they do port, they port in towns that are meant for cruise ships.
Hmm.
So basically, you're parking at a tchotchke
Yeah,
festival, and
yeah,
it's just, it's like in Alaska. All two of the three places we parked are not. They don't even exist really during the wintertime
wow,
because, well, you can't cruise and the snow's too bad. So they don't. The cruise ships only go May through, I think it's August. And so towns just fold up. The first place we went to, they go, yeah, the population's about 1,100 people, but during the wintertime, there's seven.
wow.
Yeah, there's seven people that actually live there, but during the summer, like young people go there to work at the gift shops, and that's their whole gig. And then they go back to school after summertime, but they get to go up and spend time in Alaska because if you have when you port like in Alaska, you don't have a long time before you got to be back to the ship. But if you're living there, you can actually explore Alaska more so on days off and things like that. But yeah, I hated the ports, but I did love the cruise.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have never been on a cruise, so I do not know.
Not even the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland.
Oh, I think I did go on that one. Yeah, and I've been on a boat on Clear Lake. Is it Clear Lake? Up in, yeah,
Sure, that's a place.
yeah, in Tahoe. There
That's
was
not
a,
Clear
there was
Lake.
a, there's a, no, it's not a cruise. It's the whole boat. It goes out and back, and I got windburn so bad on my face. It's horrible. Anyway,
Are you sure you just weren't giving blowjobs in the bathroom?
it was horrible. I mean, my face was so red and raw and burned, and then the entire thing peeled for like a week. It was so horrible. Anyway, hey
You
Tom,
have
take
any
a guess.
pictures? You have any pictures?
I don't. I didn't. That was before cell phones and stuff.
Too
So,
bad. Okay, go ahead.
all right. Uh, I think I already did that one.
340,000 or a million, 340 million.
I already asked you shares net worth.
Oh,
Okay, so yeah, I didn't.
you didn't update this one either.
Yeah. What? Mooses? Yes, I did.
What?
The next one, yes.
No, you didn't update the Hey Chubs either. So
Yes, I did.
I just did those.
Oh, did you?
Oh my God. What?
I put new questions up. I'm sure.
No, you didn't. It was the same ones from last week.
Well, that's
Just
weird.
like shares net worth.
Poor Cher.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, poor Cher.
Well, Justin Bieber's got the same problem, whether or not he gets out of the condition with his disease or condition, it's not really a disease.
Hmm.
He's stuck with 300 plus $1 million as well.
That's
How is he supposed to live on that?
um uh I don't
Okay,
know.
moving on.
All right. Hey, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
What was the first movie that Harry Hamlin starred in?
I'll say Clash the Titans.
Hmm. Well, uh,
Oh my God, you're terrible.
I know. Well, I was about to tell you, and then it was a movie called King of the Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's sure. Why don't I know that? That's amazing that I
I
don't.
know. Actually, the first movie he starred in was a TV movie called Taming of the Shrew. But anyway, King of the Mountain and then Clash of Titans was right next to it. Next, and then his third movie was Making Love.
Which ended his movie career.
Well, technically, no. He did do more of them, but
Ask Harry
he
Hamlin.
swears that he didn't get any good movies because of that.
Oh, look, my biopsy, my scab fell off.
Oh, you didn't talk about your biopsy last time.
I almost ate it.
Your biopsy?
No, the scab. I saw it. I thought it was like a piece of, like fried chicken or something. And I went, hey, wait, what? This is a little harder than, oh, it's a scab. I'm glad I didn't eat it.
Yeah, no, that would be.
And the biopsy came back. We really don't know what it is, so we're treating it like it's psoriasis.
Oh, this is weird. So they really are saying that it was psoriasis? Well, they're treating it that way.
They're treating it as if it were.
Okay. All right, there you go. Something interesting I was just looking at on the IMDb for Harry Hamlin. This year, apparently, there's a TV miniseries coming out called Flowers in the Attic, The Origin, with him in it.
Okay.
And he's going to be in a series that is in pre-production right now called Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, where he plays Cortland Mayfair. So that will be interesting. Look for that on some streaming near you. All right. And Mr. Moose wrote in, not often, but he tried. He got us one really good thing. And that good thing was planning to assemble a salad and grill chicken for dinner, but I felt lazy tonight. So I drove to Jersey Mike's sub shop for a ham and cheese sub. I like their subs. And that looks like a very good sub.
You know what I did? I had for the first time in a while, because I should say, when I went to Subway, I would get the Italian, meat sandwich.
Yeah.
I think it's called the BMT. But I never got it at Togo's, and so Sean was going to go pick up stuff at Togo's, and he won't let me get anything hot after 8 o'clock because it takes too long for them to. They're never ready for like the hot pastrami and shit like that. So it's like, oh, we're going to need to heat this up, and it's going to be a bit,
ahead.
Well, even so,
order online.
Yeah, and then
Anyway,
they start it when you get there.
I'm pooing on your story. Please go ahead.
Okay, well then we don't have to talk about it.
No, I want to talk about it. So how was it?
Well, I never had one at Togo's and it was very good.
Okay. See, I have never ventured to try their Italian or their tri meat stuff there. I'm very roast beef Swiss. That's my sandwich there. That's all I ever order there.
You
So
order head?
No, we usually have it delivered because I hate going in there and waiting, like you were just saying. So yeah. Anyway, it's very good though. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moose, for writing in and sharing that sandwich with us. And you can see that sandwich by going over to Chubs Gone Wild.
It's really a good looking sandwich though.
Yeah. So with that, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Did I say that right? chubsgonewild@gmail.com is the email. chubsgonewild.com is the website. Facebook.com/chubsgonewild is where you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. Just go over to youtube.com and, well, look up Chubs Gone Wild. Also, please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swannerandjudd.com. Find their podcasts in iTunes or on iHeartRadio, and they are back.
And there is a new one this week, so that's exciting.
I've already listened to a whole 15 minutes of it. Also, find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at bigksexshow.com, which hopefully we'll be recording again very soon. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs. Do you think that Brian and Clint went together and we really don't know that maybe Clint was on vacation with Brian? Oh, wait, no, you saw him.
I saw him once from a 6-foot distance. So unless it was
maybe it was like a standee. Was it doing this?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Actually, he looks so sad.
Because we were off for a month too, so it seems it's coincidence. I don't know.
Maybe he just beamed back for the moment. But yeah, poor guy. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.